this is John 5, and you're listening to Sonic Perspectives.
Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and other beings of the universe. I am Rodrigo Altaf, reporting once again for Sonic Perspectives. I'm talking today to a man who has given the term shred guitar a whole new meaning. I'm talking, of course, about Mr. John Lowery, otherwise known as John 5. John, how are you today, man?
I'm very well. How are you?
Good, good. We're going to talk about your new album, Invasion, which hits the shelves on July 31st. Yeah, what can you tell us about the album?
Well, I'm super excited, and I just love making albums, and I love writing instrumental music, and this one I wanted to put, some, like, really hooky parts in some of these songs, but I don't use any vocals, so I was like, well, how should I do this, because I put little musical hooks and things, but I wanted to do it a little different, and I started using this talk box.
Right.
And it hooks up to the, my guitar and things like that. And you don't talk into the talk box. You just move your lips, kind of like if you're mouthing someone to someone. Mm-hmm. And it works great. So I used it on a song called I Am John 5 and a song called I Want It All, which is it's really cool. So I'm super happy how this album came out.
Right, and I know a few songs on the album have already been played live. How are they being received so far?
I was releasing these songs as singles, and then with a video, so everybody could see them and hear them, and people go crazy for it. So I'm really happy about it. Because listening to music and buying music is so different today now.
It is.
So yeah. It really is working really well for me how it's all happening.
Yeah, I love how concise the album is. I think it lasts about 34 minutes or so, if I'm not mistaken. It reminded me of a time when you didn't have to do a double album to get your message across, like Hemispheres by Rush or Van Halen 2. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. All the, like, Kiss and Van Halen and Cheap Trick, any of these records back, in the day, they just, that's what you got. You got 10 songs, you got about 40 minutes of music, and there you go, and it's concise and it's compact, and, I just really love it.
Yeah. Let's talk about one of the first songs, I Am John 5, which you just referred to. I think it kind of sets the tone of what's to come on the album and establishes your identity somehow. Was that the intention of the song, to work almost as your business card, so to speak, or not really?
Absolutely. It's kind of like, here I am, and this is what I do, and it's exactly what I do. I love everything this album is. Like, when you listen to this album, it's just who I really am, and I love certain kinds of music, and I love just to play guitar like crazy, and that's what this album is, and it's a record you can listen to. It's from start to finish, and that's how I kind of designed it, because there's so many different things going on the record, so many different styles of music. So
yeah.
So far, it's been getting incredible reviews, and I'm like so thankful. And when people say they don't care about reviews, of course everybody cares about reviews. And I'm just very, very happy about this, because I just do this for the love of playing guitar and the love of music.
Yeah, it does go all over the place stylistically, for sure. And Zoinks is another favorite of mine. Tell me about the origin of that title and the inspiration for that song, if you can, and about the video, which is reminiscent of the old Scooby-Doo cartoons as well.
Yeah, it all started like even the beginning, the start of the song. I had a vision of doing like a Scooby-Doo themed type of thing, and that's why I call it Zoinks, you know, from Shaggy.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And we made the video. It's all animated, and it was all done by Brett Boggs, who does the animation. And it was, I mean, this guy worked so hard on this, and we made it as like a real kind of mystery, you know. And Nikki Sixx is the nemesis, the bad guy, and
right.
He steals Rita, and I have to go save Rita with my guitar, and my guitar is like kind of like
a weapon,
Inspector Gadget type of does all these cool, crazy things, which I wish I did have a guitar like that. And the song is totally fun and insane and really fun to play live.
Yeah, and then we have Howdy, which is you showing your love for the old Western soundtracks. I think we're all saddened at the loss of Roy Clark, the original country Western virtuoso. Is this song a homage to him somehow?
Yeah, it's, you know, I love that kind of picking and stuff like that. It's so much fun to do. And that's probably the most difficult song to play live, you know, because it doesn't stop. Mm-hmm. And then right before it ends, you think it's going to stop, but it gets faster and faster and faster and faster.
Yeah.
So it's really, really crazy. And yeah, I think that's one of my favorites on the to play live.
And Crank It is one that got stuck in my head since seeing you here in Toronto earlier this year. I think it works well with the visual aspects of your show and has this Max Headroom kind of vibe with the pre-recorded voice, right?
Yeah, and where I got that pre-recorded voice, it's just on my Apple, on my computer, it's just a translator. And it's a woman's voice, and I put in, and so I just typed in, you know, crank it, and she goes, crank it, and I was like, that sounds perfect. So that's what I used for it. So something so simple.
Oh, very cool, very cool. And like I said, I saw your show here in Toronto earlier this year, and honestly, I had no idea what to expect. I went not knowing anything at all about what to expect. I was curious about your stage persona. Did you develop that after working with Marilyn Manson, or did you already have the intention of going down that path?
I always wore crazy stuff way before Manson. Like, even when I was in high school and junior high, I wore crazy stuff and I looked all crazy. Just, you know, being a fan of Kiss and
Alice Cooper, maybe?
You know, all that stuff.
Yeah,
Alice Cooper and David Bowie and all that stuff. But, you know, it's funny, when we played in Toronto, I think that was one of the best shows we've ever played in our life.
Oh, man.
You know, in the career. Yeah. You know, it was just such a magical show.
You said that on stage, too. Yeah.
And I'll never forget it. And I was serious. It was such... For some reason, that show was so magical, and we recorded some of it. So I'm going to do this album called Live Invasion. We're going to do, you know, a song from, you know, all over the world. So and Toronto's definitely going to be on there. So it was just such a magical night.
Oh, very cool. I'll be a part of the live album. One more.
Yeah, and we're definitely coming back. We're definitely coming back for sure. You'll never be able to get rid of me now.
I'm lucky. And I love the two TVs you had on stage, and sometimes I even got distracted following all the horror scenes that showed as the band played. And I'm just curious, how many movies in total did you add to the show? I saw everything from Friday the 13th to Rosemary's Baby, The Shining, Omen, The Exorcist.
Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
A lot of Russ Meyer films. Creature from the Black Lagoon, Frankenstein, Scooby-Doo, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I mean, it goes on and on. Requiem for a Dream. Just everything is on there, and those were those were made to look like amplifiers. So it's really a cool stage show. I think I'm going to add a couple more of those to the show, just to have, because it's such a cool visual going on.
It is indeed, yeah. And I know you were christened by Marilyn Manson, but was it ever clarified why he decided to call you John 5 and not John 4 or 6 or 3 or...
It's a biblical meaning. So in the Bible, there's a story called John 5. And then also I was the 5th member of Marilyn Manson. So at that time, he was doing everything with numbers.
Oh, okay.
And before I even played guitar for Manson, he gave me that name and told me I was in the band.
Oh, I see. And as a Van Halen fan, I can't not ask you this. Recently, you played the show with Corey Terrell of Slipknot and Michael Anthony of Van Halen. What was it like playing with him?
Oh my God, that was another magical night. So I'm going to see if I can get one of those Van Halen songs on the Live Invasion album. So, because it sounded amazing. Like, it was just it was another one of those magical nights, and it was just crazy. We all had so much fun, and we just kept on doing more and more songs, and we didn't rehearse them. We just were like going, hey, should we play this? Hey. And we were supposed to only play, Take Your Whiskey Home, but we kept playing, so, because we were having such a blast, and it was one of those special moments again.
Right. And as a fan, isn't it a shame that Van Halen can't reach an agreement and play with the original lineup, don't you think?
Oh, I have no idea. I mean, not just Van Halen, it's just, there's so many bands that I'd love to see, and oh my God, there's a zillion of them, but, we have no idea what's going on. Who knows? Time will tell. Maybe they will get together and play. I have no idea, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed, that's for sure.
Yeah, same here. And I saw a few interviews where you played a couple of songs from the album you did with David Roth. What do you think is the holdup for that to be released, if any?
I don't know. It's that Dave owns all that stuff, so I'm not sure, but maybe that will come out in the future as well. It's all positive thinking, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed for that as well.
Yeah, I heard the samples, man. I'm just salivating just thinking about it. Jesus, man. It has to see the light of day. Yeah.
Everybody loves Dave, that's for sure. Yeah. We all do.
Yeah. Well, you work with him on this album and also on what would become the DLR Band album. What's it like working with him? Is he hard to follow as he seems in the interviews, or not really?
No. He knows exactly what he wants. He knows exactly what he wants.
Okay.
And we work really well together. It's he'll like talk to me or say something and explain it, and luckily I know everything he's talking about, and I'm so in tune with everything he's talking about. Like if he references something, I'll say, I know exactly what you're talking about. So we work really well together, and he's a great friend, and I'm such a huge fan of Van Halen and David Lee Roth, so it's great to work with him. It really is. It's like working with your hero.
Yeah, I bet. And now a question about gear, if I can. I know you played Ibanez for a short while, and then you switched to Tele, which I love, and you stuck with it for a number of years now. All this time, did you consider experimenting with other guitars, and what's so special about the Tele for you?
Well, it all started with the Tele, with Hee Haw, that TV show.
Okay.
Because I was so drawn to the Telecaster, because everybody just played a Telecaster, and I thought that was the only electric guitar, and there was no other shapes, and there was no other brands or anything. I just thought it was a Telecaster, and they just came in different colors. That was what I thought the electric guitar was, a Telecaster. So in my head, it was all about the Tele. So, I just, I don't know, it's just something deep inside you. It's why you like certain things, or it's just a part of it. It's like a part of me. The Telecaster is. It's like a, it's like another arm or another leg, and it's just, it's just I'll always play a Telecaster. I'll never not play anything else.
What impressed me seeing you live is how you just described it. It's like the guitar is part of your body, something I feel also with Eddie Van Halen or Jeff Beck or maybe even Mark Knopfler. It's like it's an extension of your body.
Yeah, and the Telecaster is not an easy guitar to play. It's a very difficult guitar to play. It's our very first solid body electric guitar. But
right.
Yeah, it's just a part of me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and with the release next week of Invasion, you have passed 10 solo studio albums now, all covering everything from flamenco to rockabilly to full-on shred. But how do you keep it fun and interesting for yourself? I know it's interesting for the listener, but for yourself, really, where do you keep going for inspiration and ideas?
Well, I always look for inspiration. Mm-hmm. And I've been finding a lot of inspiration lately now with the internet, with Instagram, all these guitar players, or YouTube and things like that. So, I don't know, I take my time making the record. I always am playing, and I'm just obsessed with playing guitar. So, mm-hmm. I just try to make the best records possible, things that, I enjoy, and hopefully that the audience will enjoy as well. And on this record, there's even a song just, with mandolin. It's all mandolin, Man of Constant Sorrow. Mm-hmm. And it's, I just try to keep it fresh for everyone and myself.
Right. And you've become a bit of a role model for a lot of young guitar players who want to shred. Do you have any advice or cautionary tales for someone who's starting to learn guitar now and aspires a musical career? Bad habits, things to do or not to do?
Well, that's like one of the greatest compliments. I mean, it's so kind to say, but I would just say play what you love. Mm-hmm. If you want to play, if you want to shred, if you want to play blues, if you want to play country, play what you love, and you'll never put the guitar down. You'll always want to play.
Right. And for those who don't know, touring is hard, it sucks, and it's often grueling hard work. As far as I'm aware, you're a vegetarian, right? Is that difficult for you to take care of yourself and eat properly while you're on the road, or not really?
Well, I eat really well, and I try to get sleep, and it's funny, I was in Canada in the very cold weather. But I have been touring most of my life. Mm-hmm. But on that trip to Canada, I got pneumonia, and I was so sick. I've never been so sick on tour, but I never canceled the show. And they told the meet and greeters, you're more than welcome to not have your meet and greet. He's not contagious anymore, but he's very sick and he can't talk, Mm-hmm. I was so unbelievably sick, but I didn't want to let anybody down. And the only time I canceled was in Redding, California, where the doctor, just was like, there's no way you're doing a show. Your fever's way too high and all that stuff. So, but I never like to cancel a show. But that's the only time it's hard for me to tour is when I'm super sick. But all of the other time, I really enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And you're getting ready for a very special occasion, a show with the Aristocrats on September 1st. And if that wasn't enough, I just saw that Joe Bonamassa was also added to the bill. What can you tell us about the show?
Here's something crazy about this show. Okay, so I'm putting this show together. I'm okay, we're going to have the Aristocrats, we're going to have Joe Bonamassa. It's going to be an amazing show. I'm so excited. It's going to be awesome. Mm. Now, here's a little insight. So I tell Ian, my bass player, I'm check out this show. This is going to be great. He's this is going to be incredible. Mm. And then I tell Logan, our drummer, this is going to be an incredible show. Aren't you excited? And he goes, I'm not going to be in town. I'll be in Europe.
Oh, no.
And I was like, what? So the show was already booked because I thought he was going to be in town, but he cannot be in town. So I have to get another drummer for this this show. But, if that's not bad enough, because I'm on tour with Zombie, so there's no time to practice.
Jesus, man.
So as soon as I get home, and this music is very difficult. So this, as soon as I get home, I just have a couple, nights to practice with this drummer, and hopefully everything goes well. But it's going to be a very crazy show, so I hope everything goes well.
Well, that's challenging for sure. But do we have a name of the drummer or not yet?
Well, it's his name's Roger Carter, and he used to play with me in the Creatures.
Okay.
So he knows like half of the set. So it's hopefully everything goes well.
Yeah, of course. That helps. I'll keep my fingers crossed. I spoke with Brian Beller about it from the Aristocrats. He seemed pretty excited about it. So it's going to be a great show, man. I trust you.
That's great. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah. Tell us about your other touring plans, if you can, for the rest of the year. And what's the plan for your solo career and your work with Rob Zombie?
I am going to be doing a Midwest show, Midwest tour, and like down into the South, and I'm gonna talk about that actually very soon. We'll do a press release very soon for that, but I can talk to you about that. Like
okay.
Halloween shows and things like that into November. So all over the place, and then and then in 2020. I talked to my agent about this, and I was like, we have to get back over to Canada. I definitely want. And he goes, okay, we'll definitely come back. So, you heard it from me. I'm going to be coming back to Canada.
Oh, wow. Oh, man. I can't contain my excitement right now because, your show here was a revelation to me. I didn't know about your songs or about your music at all. I trusted a friend who's actually reviewing Invasion for our website, Sonic Perspectives, and I went, and I don't regret it at all. So I'm happy.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. We're really, really excited, and I want to play the same venue, and I want to, just have the, just another great show, and maybe record it again.
Awesome, man. And are you able to pick a favorite of Invasion? I'm asking because at the end of the interview, we usually play a song of the artist we're talking to.
I'm going to say let's do Crank It.
Okay.
So, that one, we had such a huge response in Canada, so let's do that one.
Right, okay. John, thank you so much for your time and all the best with the release and the new touring plans.
Thank you so much.
For our listeners out there, thank you so much for listening to this interview, and please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. We're going to finish now with the song Crank It from John 5's new album Invasion. Take care and rock on.
Motherfucker, crank it. Crank it. motherfucker. Crank it, crank it, crank it, crank it, crank it, crank it, crank it.